welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope everyone is doing well. At least now we have a kind of idea of when we'll be coming out of lockdown, finally. It's actually been a bit too long. Like, it's actually been really long, and I feel like a lot of us maybe have just like lost a bit of like hope, or there was like no light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm glad now that there's actually a plan on like slowly coming out of lockdown. So I think it's probably allowed a lot of people to just feel a bit more positive about the future. And also I feel like the weather, like so far, like I would say this past maybe few days, it's actually been like really sunny. Like today the sun is out, and I think the sun being out actually helps your mood a lot. There's something called pathetic fallacy, which I learned in college, and it basically relates to the mood, not your mood. It basically relates to the weather and how the weather can affect your mood. So I know a lot of us, like in winter, especially being in lockdown in winter, it's like very difficult. But I think now that the sun is out, it's just gonna help the situation a bit more. So that's really good. So this video is basically going to be about mental and emotional well-being, and being able to kind of adopt some approaches that can allow you to improve your well-being, which can also lead to a more positive and healthier lifestyle in general. So I recently found out about this. I would say it's kind of like a framework. I recently found out about this framework called 5 Ways to Wellbeing, and it's basically 5 different steps, approaches that individuals should try to adopt more on a day-to-day regular basis, which can allow us to develop and improve our emotional well-being, which can lead to positive outcomes in our lives in general. So when I found out about this, I was like really intrigued and I was really interested. So I went to research it, and there is actually a lot of like information about it. It's actually a well-known sort of framework. And yeah, I think a lot of this, like, there's 5 steps in this framework, and I think these steps, I think most of us we do adopt these approaches day to day anyways, without even really consciously being aware of it. But I think it's really important to I think it's important to actually be aware of it, and actually, always constantly finding new ways to improve our well-being. I try to, do that. And who wouldn't want to, improve your lifestyle? Who wouldn't want to have a healthy, more positive lifestyle? So I think it's always good to research and learn new things. Speaking of learning new things, that is actually one of the steps in this framework. So yeah, let's get into it. So I've got some cue cards here. So I just wrote down a bit of information on each step, just so that I don't forget the important information. So if you see me looking down, that is why. Okay, cool. So the first step in this framework is being able to connect with other people. So evidence shows that having healthy, positive relationships in our lives helps to improve our mental and emotional well-being. So whether those relationships are through friends, through family, of course, through work colleagues, through having a romantic partner, it's important that basically these relationships have a very positive impact on our lives. And I think of course, having healthy relationships has many benefits to it. So to name a few, being able to provide and receive emotional support, being able to share positive experiences, and I think it also allows us to have a sense of belonging and a sense of self-worth. So obviously when it comes to like family or friends or work colleagues, essentially you were sort of in a team, you were in a group, and so I think the sense of belonging and self-worth allows us to also feel important in these relationships. So just as how your friends, or the relationships you have with other people, they obviously benefit you, they have to benefit you in one way or another, otherwise you wouldn't have these relationships. So the same way that these relationships benefit you is the same way that you also benefit these relationships. So again, it just kind of emphasizes that feeling of belonging, like you actually belong somewhere and you are appreciated, you are valued, you are respected, which is very important in healthy relationships. So I think, yeah, I thought, that one is, I think connecting with other people is something that we all, like, I'm sure we all have friends, we all have work colleagues, or we all have members of the family that we may be close to. So I think a lot of us probably already do adopt this anyways, but I think being consciously aware of it. And also, I feel like sometimes, especially like maybe during lockdown, or I don't know, it could be some kind of any situation, but you might not actually be in contact with your friends or your family a lot. So I think there's a few ways in which you can kind of try to adopt this in your day-to-day life. So whether that be calling a friend or a family member that you may not have spoken to in a while, and just talking to them, catching up with them is something that you could possibly do. Even having, I don't know, having lunch with a work colleague is something that I read, because basically I went to the NHS website, and they actually have a few ways that you can try to use this approach in your kind of everyday life. So yeah, it doesn't even have to be big things. Like, it can literally just be small things that you can gradually do, to like build on the relationships that you may already have. Because it's good to build a relationship, but I think also maintaining that relationship is also something that both parties need to obviously put in effort to do. So yeah, again, there's little things. Even if you wanted to like volunteer, like volunteering is also a way to connect with people. So it's not just about connecting with people that but also if you wanted to connect with people that you don't know and also build relationships that way. So yeah, that's something that I think is actually important. I think it does help us as individuals a lot. So yeah, that's the first one. So the second one is being physically active. So this one is, I know it's difficult. It's difficult for a lot of people, and it's definitely difficult for me. I mean, although I've been, regularly exercising, I think I've gone through periods of time, like large periods of time, where I don't exercise at all. And it's just difficult, like especially if you're not really someone that's used to like exercising, or you don't go to the gym, or even if like, because exercising doesn't have to be strenuous, like it doesn't mean like going for a run, or like you have to sign up to the gym. It could literally mean like going on a walk every day. So I think being physically active allows us to, of course, improve our physical fitness, which is always going to be a positive thing, but it also helps us to improve our mental well-being. And whenever we exercise, there are chemical changes in our brain, which basically allows us to improve our mood. So our mood improves positively. So that is also something that is evidence based, and I know from personal experience, like whenever I work out, like regardless of what workout it is, it could be cardio, it could be legs, glutes, it could be abs, like even just going for a walk, whatever type, like small exercise or big exercise that I do, it does always allow me to feel a lot better. And of course, if you have goals that you want to achieve, being able to set and achieve goals is something that it helps to do. It allows you to feel like you're achieving something. And I know a lot of us are probably on either weight loss, weight gain, whatever your goals may be. Obviously, being physically active is going to allow us to achieve those goals. So yeah, and as I said, it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. Like, I always try to make, I think especially being in lockdown, I obviously don't need to go out much. I mean, I'm doing uni from home, working from home. So I don't, like, the only time I really go out is if I'm doing like a shop, like a food shop or something. So I don't really need to go out. So I think especially during lockdown, it's like you actually have to make that conscious decision, like to actually go out just to like move those legs and get your body moving. So I always try to there's a park literally like 5-10 minutes from where I live, and it's actually a really really nice park, and I literally make the conscious effort to just go there, just walk around. What a nice thing about this park is that you can actually just kind of walk in laps, and it's very scenic, very picturesque. So I literally just try and like walk, even if I go there and just walk one lap, it's better than nothing. Do you know what I mean? So literally, even if, like, I don't know, like if for those of you who drive, like even if like there's somewhere you could walk to but you choose to drive, just don't drive and walk there. Do you know what I mean? Or I've seen this before, but even if you like get public transport to work, and it will say like get off one stop before, just to get in that extra exercise. Do you know what I mean? There's different ways that you can incorporate this into your lifestyle, even if you don't want it to be like anything big. So yeah, being physically active is something that is going to allow you to improve your mental well-being. So on to the third one. I feel like I'm like, I don't know, I don't know if it's waffling, but I talk a lot about one thing. I don't know why I did that. Apologies. So the third one is learning new skills. So I think in life, I think it's always good to, be constantly learning. And a lot of the time we actually learn without even realizing it. Like I know there's a saying and it says you learn something new every day. Sometimes I feel like that's actually true, but then sometimes I'm like, did I learn something? But I don't know. But I feel like learning new skills allows you to boost your self confidence and self esteem. So just being like knowledgeable about things, not saying that you need to like learn something that you don't want to learn, because really and truly the whole point of this framework is to do these things and actually enjoy it, like not do it because you feel like you have to do it. So I think when it comes to learning new things, only learn things that you have a genuine interest in and that you genuinely think that you could enjoy, because at the end of the day you're doing it for you, you're not doing it for anyone else. And yeah, building self-confidence and self-esteem is something that is really good. I know, like an example of something that I've tried to do, like I've tried to learn French before. I was actually doing it like consistently, and then I don't know what happened, but I need to get back on it. But I don't know, like with French, I've just always been interested in the language. I did it in school and I actually got a B in my GCSE, so I was actually alright at it. And there's just something about France, I don't know. There's just some there's just something about France that really intrigues me. So French was just something that naturally I had an interest in. So yeah, again, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like learning, if you want to learn how to play the piano, that's actually something that I've wanted to do, but I've not gotten to it. If you want to learn how to swim, I cannot swim. I literally can't swim. So learning to swim is something that I always want to do. I feel like when you actually think about things that you want to learn, like what to do, like when you consciously think about it, you can actually probably think of a few things. And of course, understandably, like there are things that we may want to do, but it's like money, or it's expensive, or time. So of course, being aware of those things. But even if it's just doing a course online, like there's actually free courses about. I always hear about this website, I think it's called, yeah, I'm not sure. There's a thing called Skillshare. I always see people talk about that. I don't know, I think you might have to pay, but I know there's like affordable courses and stuff online. So literally, if anything takes your interest, just learn it. Learn a new skill. It's gonna allow you to develop. It's gonna allow you to, even going into like work environments, like it's always good to like have a few different skills that you could literally put on your CV or whatever it may be. But again, just doing it for yourself is also something that is really, really good. So yeah, that is the third one. The fourth one is giving to others. So this is basically just about this is basically just about acts of kindness and giving, which basically allows you to improve your mental well-being. So giving to others allows you to create positive feelings and a sense of reward. It also allows you to have a sense of purpose and self-worth, and it allows you to connect with others. So for example, like giving to others doesn't mean financially you have, like, you're giving money to others, or do you know what I mean? It doesn't even mean anything like that. It could literally be the smallest thing. Like, I mean, a lot of us have basic manners anyways, but just saying thank you for something that someone has done for you. Or I don't know, it could literally be like if you have like clothes that you don't wear, or if you have food in your cupboard that you don't need, and giving it to a charity and giving it to people that, you know, may need it a bit more than you. Or if you don't have that, it could literally be like, so this was for another one, but volunteering. Do you know what I mean? You're giving your time, you're giving your skills, you're giving your experience to people that may need it. So volunteering at a school or at a charity shop, literally anything, um, anything that you have to give, not necessarily like money, but if you have anything to give, then that is going to be a good thing. And it just allows you to feel like, I don't know, like if I've given to like a charity, it just allows you to feel like you've done something really good for someone else, which I think is important. Like being kind in this life is something that is important for me personally. Giving and not always receiving is very, very important and can improve your mental well-being. And then we're on to the fifth one, which is taking a notice. So this is just about paying attention to the present moment and being aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your body, and the kind of world or environment around you. So this could also be called mindfulness, because mindfulness has the same approach to life. But it's basically just, I feel like a lot of us, like in our lives, you know, we're busy with a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? Like we can be busy and we don't actually take a moment to sit down and actually think about, okay, cool, what is on my mind? What am I feeling good about? What am I not feeling good about? Anything that it may be, I feel like it's so important to just sit down and actually take the time out to think about these things. Which is of course mindfulness. So mindfulness is actually something that I've actually tried to do before, but I didn't continue it. There's an app, or there's like a website. A lot of people probably know it, but it's called Headspace, and I used this. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even continue because I had to pay, and I'm just like, I don't really want to be paying. But anyways, it's actually a good app. Like if you, I'm sure it's affordable. I just didn't do it. I just didn't do it, but I think it was actually affordable. But yeah, on there they basically have a lot of like techniques and tips, and they have videos. So I basically did like, they had like 10 videos on there that you can basically use for free, and these 10 videos were basically practicing mindfulness. So there would be like a voice, and it would basically be, the voice would be saying like things like calming things, or like things that you should do. It's basically about practicing your technique when you're actually practicing the mindfulness. So yeah, it's basically just about being aware and just trying not to, because I think also what I found like very interesting when I did it was that I realized that even when I did sit down and actually try to think about the present moment, my mind would also drift off to like something else. And I think that's also something that was very common, because I remember like in the videos it actually addressed that, and it would say like, I'd literally be like thinking, and then my mind would drift off, and then the voice would say like, okay, return back to like return back to like what you're thinking about. So I think it actually can be hard, because I don't know, I think maybe there might actually be a bit of research about this, you know. I'm someone that, I don't know, I like to research things, but I'm pretty sure there's probably like research about like, you know, if you're concentrating on something but your mind is always drifting, because I feel like in any kind of environment this can happen a lot, like whether you're like in an educational environment, or if you're at work, or even if you're like watching TV or something, and you know what, like this happens to me a lot, even if you're just in the shower and you'll be thinking about one thing, that your mind drifts off to another thing, and then you're thinking about that thing, and then your mind literally is drifting to all these different places, and then you have to like bring it back to the first thing you were thinking about. I don't know if anyone else experiences this, I'm sure they do, but this happens to me a lot, and I'm sure there's research in it, because it's like, why can't I think about one thing for a certain period of time? Do you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm getting off track. But yeah, the last point is just about being aware of the present moment, paying attention to it, paying attention to your thoughts, how you're feeling, your like body. Because do you know what, yeah, it might not even be a physical thing, but I feel like also there may be times where, Like, for example, I don't know, I feel like there's been times for me where there's something, not, it's not like a major physical problem, but do you know, if like you have a sore throat or you've got like a pain in a part of your body, and it's like you'll go the whole day, it's like it's like you know it's there, but you're just ignoring it because you may have different things going on throughout the day, and you're not really actually thinking, wait, hold on, why do I have a pain in my leg? Or do you know what I mean? I feel like that's even something, I don't know if people experience this, maybe I'm just different, but um yeah, it's just basically being aware about everything that you are feeling or experiencing in the present moment. So yeah, that is, I'm trying to see if there's anything that I've forgotten. So yeah, so the last thing about the paying attention to the present moment, it basically allows you to have a positive approach to life, and approaching challenges, and it allows you to understand yourself more, which, you know, of course makes sense. um I'm just seeing if there's anything I missed out of all of them, because, you know, I want to like make sure that I've included everything, but from what I can see, I definitely did include everything. So yeah, that is the end of the video. I hope this helps someone. I don't know. I think it is really important to always be aware of your mental and emotional well-being and how you are actually feeling, and how you can improve your emotional well-being, because at the end of the day, as I said in the beginning of the video, it's going to ensure that you are able to lead a more positive, healthier lifestyle. And I think it's something that we should all be striving for. um and, you know, of course, we all have different lifestyles, and there is a lot going on in everyone's lives. You know, do you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, you may be going through a lot, wherever it may be. I know that we can't always consciously be aware of these things because there's so many different other things going on. But if it's something that you if it's something that you can be consciously aware of and you can try to adopt in your lives, then I think please do. I mean, why not? And I think, as I said also in the beginning of the video, a lot of these things we probably already do adopt. But yeah, that is the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm also going to put the link to the NHS website with this information, just for anyone that is interested in it. But yeah, that is the end. So I hope you guys liked this video, and make sure that you like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.